So ha ha ha. Chrissy Teigen gets canceled again for the fourth time. Here I am. Alone today. I'm not alone. Beth's standing in the other room right now. But the microphone isn't working. I think battery's out. And she's tired today. As am I. I am very tired, so this is going to be a very shitty episode, so I apologize in advance. I'm in the great outdoors right now. Hopefully that will make the mood a little bit better. Nothing like some fresh air in this outside show that I'm doing. So it's nice. I'm in Wyoming, it looks like, or maybe Canada. I don't know. I don't know where I am. I just started driving, and I ended up somewhere outside, and I thought I'll do the episode out here today. And I guess that doesn't make sense for my narrative that Beth is standing in the other room, unless you would qualify another room as another park. I don't know. I'm not making sense, and that's because I'm tired. And that's a totally decent excuse, but it's going to be short, and it's going to be a shitty episode. You're not going to get all perfect episodes from me. I'm not perfect. I've had a busy last couple of days. Weeks. So shut up. This is all free content for you anyways. So fuck you. Rude way to start. It's just interesting because today in the news, I wasn't going to even do an episode today. I could have done one yesterday. I could have done one today earlier. Could have done a big old long one, but I wasn't feeling it. And then I saw this story earlier today and I just had to talk about it because, as you know, as you may or may not know, new listeners to the show, I'm not a fan of Chrissy Teigen. And today, she's getting canceled. And that's just absolutely delicious. I feel like she's been canceled several times now because she is just kind of a shitty person. I don't think she's very nice. I don't get her appeal. I don't understand why people like her or think she's quirky. Oh my God, I'm so quirky. I eat pita bread and hummus. What? I eat hamburger meat on tacos on a Tuesday night. I'm so random. What are you talking about? Oh my God, it's so crazy when I accidentally order a $5,000 bottle of wine from my butler. Isn't that relatable? No, Chrissy, it's not. She did that, by the way. It's a real thing that happened. She's bragging about how she spent $400 on accident on a glass of wine or something. And, what are you doing, Chrissy, huh? And now she's getting raked over the coals for bullying somebody and telling them to kill themselves. And am I surprised at all? No. She's a shitty person. I don't get why people like her. She's not relatable. She's not funny. And this is going to get me in trouble, but I don't even think she's that pretty. She was a model or something. I don't know. And how'd she get famous? From being John Legend's wife? Or was she something else? I don't know. I just don't get it. One of the things in my life I don't get. And now and you know what? She's annoying me. She's an annoying person. And I have no evidence to back this up right now because I didn't do my homework before the show. But if you don't believe me and you don't think she's annoying and maybe you don't trust my word on this, which is fair, then just go to her Twitter and check it out. And it's intolerable. But she's now getting canceled because there's, I don't know, some chick who like married some old guy, and she was like, she's bullying some chick who was like 16, married some old fart, and inherited his fortune. Like, what's her name? Anna Nicole Smith, Nicole Aniston. Do you know who I'm talking about, Beth? Nicole, like the chick Anna Nicole Smith or something, who married that really old guy. What's her name? Beth doesn't know. What do you know? Well, you know who I'm talking about, though, right? She married the really old guy. He was like 91, and she inherited everything. Okay. It's like that story. This chick was like 16, married this old guy, and Chrissy Teigen is now bullying the shit out of her and telling her to kill herself like 10 years ago now. It happened in like 2011. And someone resurfaced the tweets, and I don't think that's cool. I don't think it's cool, though. Like that aspect of the story, surfacing someone's tweets from 10 years ago. Get a grip. Humor's different back then. People are different back then. People are allowed to change. I've said that a billion times on the show before. People evolve, they change, they grow. You're allowed to have different opinions at different points in your life. But telling someone to kill themselves, that's a tough one, okay? So Chrissy Teigen gets canceled again for the 4th time. I feel like this has happened multiple times in a row, and I don't know why she's so under my skin. I just don't. There's just a thing. There's a vibe about Chrissy Teigen I don't like. I don't like her smugness. I don't like the fact she's even famous. And so that's the topic of the show. And I think, you get what you deserve. Let's see if I can pull up some of those tweets from 2011. I think it was 2011. Chrissy Teigen tried to bully a 16-year-old abuse victim into suicide. This is a big story. She wouldn't just, this is what the victim of it said. She wouldn't just publicly tweet about wanting me to take a dirt nap, but would privately DM me and tell me to kill myself. Oh, shit. Things like, I can't wait for you to die. Okay, that's a little intense. There's a Daily Beast article on this. Let's read that. At 16, what's the chick's name? Courtney Stodden? I don't know. At 16, she was mocked and slut-shamed for marrying 50-year-old Doug Hutchinson. Okay, whatever. I don't care. Marry whoever you want is my point. I've seen some gnarly truths I wish I could see, blah, blah, blah. This is terrible airtime, Matt. You're doing a bad job. This is an awful show. I know. I told you it was going to be bad. I gave you I prefaced the show by saying it was going to be bad. So what do you want from me? Took years to see yourself, blah, blah, blah. Been really healing. I don't know. This article stinks. But I thought they would have old tweets in there. They don't have them. But yeah, she bullied her. And you shouldn't bully people and tell them to kill themselves. I'm sorry, you shouldn't do that. Not seriously. So goodbye, Chrissy Teigen. I hope you actually quit Twitter this time. That's the thing that's so annoying about her. She's such an attention whore. Like, you say you're leaving Twitter, then leave Twitter. I don't need you to announce you're leaving Twitter. I don't need you to tell everyone you're leaving Twitter. And by the way, stay off Twitter. She's one of these people who will say she's leaving and then come back 2 weeks later just for the fucking attention. It's so annoying. The worst thing about people in today's day and age is when they go to social media to tell people that they're leaving social media, and then they come back to social media to tell people that they've been gone from social media on social media. It doesn't make a shred of sense. And she's the worst perpetuator of this. I'm just kidding. I actually love Chrissy Teigen. That's why I'm so obsessed with her. I'm writing. You see, you can't hear Beth now. She's laughing. She's without a microphone, and you can't hear it. You are silenced. I want to marry her. I want to marry Chrissy Teigen. And that's the whole reason why I'm making this episode. I mean, it's just fan love. And that's why I'm lashing out in anger. It's this weird complex that I have where I'm obsessed with her. I follow her around. I'm like, oh, where's Chrissy Teigen? People who are obsessed with Chrissy Teigen, and I do know people who are obsessed with her. Why? I don't get it. Do you think she's hot? No. 30, maybe 2. What about the bullying someone and telling them to kill themselves? Is that funny? No. Oh, Beth said it was funny. Let the record show Beth thinks it's funny to bully someone and tell them to kill themselves. Sweetie, that is crossing a line. It's crossing a line. All right. I don't have time to sit here all day. I'm keeping this episode shorter than a goose. So I'm going to read out some of these things. We haven't done Reddit in a while, so I wanted to do that. I have no juju today. No juju at all. As you can see, I'm sitting in this beautiful park in Wyoming. I would like to enjoy the weather. The lake isn't moving today for some reason. It's very still, and the birds aren't flying either. They're staying static. But it's a beautiful picture, and I just want to sit here and stare at the Canadian lake. So I'm going to go through Reddit, and there's 2 of them, and then we'll go. And that's the way it's going to be. Okay. Over to Reddit. The title of this one is Husband Hit on My Mom. Wow, is right. Too late. She said, don't you dare hit on my mom. I said, too late. Backstory. My mom, 64, and I, 35, are not on perfect terms. My dad was murdered when I was 13. My mom left a week later. Sad. She likely had something to do with it. Ooh. Never prosecuted, but the DA said he was certain of her involvement. Seriously, it is a Dateline level backstory. No less. 23 years later, she and I speak about once every 3 months. I've made peace for my own sake, but we are definitely not close, and I have a healthy amount of boundaries in place with her, which include her not having contact with my kids or my chosen family. Last week, my husband, 38, got drunk. We've been together for 13 years, so I know him well enough to realize when it's a dumb level of drunk, and I should just go to bed instead of arguing about it. After going to bed, my mom texts me asking me what I'm doing. She rarely contacts me, so this is weird. I ignore her, but I hear husband on the phone in the other room. When I ask who he's talking to, he waves me off. After prodding, he eventually says it's my mom and says she called him, and yeah, it's so weird. I immediately text my mom telling her it's inappropriate. She needs to send me screenshots of the messages he has been sending with the explanation that he actually called her. It's 10 p.m. at this point. This is weird. This is very strange. The messages detailed how good she looked and how he wanted to meet up with her and how he knew it was wrong to be messaging her this. It went on for about an hour before he called her. I feel completely blindsided. I thought my marriage was amazing. It's the weirdest betrayal. Even if it had been an innocent conversation, I think I'd be upset because he knows what she's done to me. He knows the reasons she's not in our kids' lives. He's held me while I sobbed about it. I just don't know where to go from here. We have 2 kids. I was so happy. Is it possible to recover from this? It's been a week and I can't even look at him. Matt, what do I do? That's essentially what the Reddit people are saying. They're asking me for my personal advice. I mean, my first line of thought is, are those messages even real that the mom sent? She could be being tricksy here and screwing with your mind. Have you seen the messages yourself, idiot? Have you done your own little investigation? You jump into conclusions here. Something weird is happening. And if your husband is messaging that, it's the weirdest thing I've ever heard. And yeah, I mean, probably go to counseling or something, or maybe just take the kids and drive to Iowa. Take them to Chuck E. Cheese, get them a cheese pizza, let them play around in the ball pit for a bit, and then you go to a karaoke bar and have about 10 drinks and tell the bartender about your problem at the karaoke bar in Iowa, and then order your kids an Uber to a hotel, and then you go to that hotel and you can stay in there after you've figured out what you're going to do by talking to the bartender in the hotel in Iowa. It's bad advice, but guess what? You asked for advice from a stranger on the internet, me, and that's what I'm telling you to do. Have you spoken to your husband about this? Is what one of the comments says. Yes, of course. I've spoken with my husband. I confronted him immediately. He admits to writing the messages. Whoa. He didn't deny them. What about the murder? You kind of skimmed over the murder of your father by your mom. What are we just glossing over the fact? I mean, I think you have bigger problems in your life if your mom murdered your dad. And the fact you're talking to her at all, if there's good evidence that your mom murdered your dad, like, what? How could you be on good terms? It's like if your dad is O.J. Simpson and you're like, hey, Dad. Hey, you got acquitted, so that's fine. You're totally innocent. What? It's like Casey Anthony is your sister. That's fine. No big deal. We'll just move past it. You seem like you have some really crazy problems. It's funny because when you're listening to these problems on Reddit through the lens of the internet, you picture these people as a certain way. Like, you picture them as being somewhat attractive and somewhat normal, and like, they're not crazy. But the reality is, on the other side of this internet wall we have They're probably the most hideous, disgusting losers on the planet. And that's fine. So go to Iowa. Go to Chuck E. Cheese in Iowa. I don't know. Do whatever I said. Rewind the tape if you don't remember. It was terrible advice, but hey, that's what you get. That's what you get when you ask for advice from strangers on the internet, stupid moron. Oh, here's the story about the murder. It's a very long story, but the guy who murdered him was a close family friend, and it is believed she planned it with him. Likely they were having an affair, but this part hasn't been confirmed. What was confirmed is that she was having an online affair with a guy out of the country, and she wanted to be with him. She left the country 4 days after my dad was killed and actually married the online guy 2 months later to the day. Whoa. She's back in the U.S. and now on husband number 6. Yeah, your mom's a psychotic killer. Jesus. The DA said there were suspicious internet searches on her family computer and she was brought in for 4 lie detector tests. That doesn't mean anything. You can easily bullshit your way to a lie detector test. The murderer also wrote the DA a letter, and I don't know the details. The DA told us a decade later that he believes she did all but pull the trigger. He apologized. There wasn't more to be done, but all they had are circumstantial evidence, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, she was definitely involved, 100%. Although my siblings have no contact with her, I have made a choice to keep contact. Well, that's your fault. You brought her into your life. She's a crazy psychopath, and that's it. That's it. The family friend was convicted. Okay, this just keeps getting deeper and deeper. This is more interesting than the husband saying that your mom's hot, even though that is weird and interesting. Wow. What a crazy story. Someone wrote, I think this is way beyond the expertise of random Redditors, and you should probably immediately reach out to Maury Povich. That's fair. That's totally fair. Don't ask for advice from strangers on Reddit. Sorry. Last one, and then I'll get out of your hair, and I'm going to go eat corn and chicken. Okay? Where'd it go? Did it get deleted? No. My apartment neighbor, female, has left her newborn's placenta... her newly born placenta in a bowl outside of her apartment door to ward off bad luck. It's baking in 70 degrees for days. How do I tell her to throw it away? I don't know how to best explain it. It's starting to smell and getting on my nerves. I think it's great that we have this freedom to practice whatever we believe in, but at the same time, this is unsanitary, disgusting, and possibly dangerous. I told her this, but it seems she just wants to be left in peace. I've reported to my landlord. Hopefully their response will be prompt, as there's a swarm of black-green flies near the bowl 10 feet from my apartment door. Yeah, you did the right thing. Asking Redditors for help on this isn't going to help a fucking single goddamn thing. You just have to take action, or you could pick it up and throw it away. Hey, I fixed it for you. Hey, I just solved your problem. I did something about it. Through this medium, this communicating medium on this show, I did it for you. You pick up the box of placenta and you throw it away. Maybe cook it up. That's what I would do. Toss it in a skillet. Throw some garlic salt on there, some cumin, maybe some chili powder. Cut that thing up. It's supposed to be very nutritious. That's what we're going to do. Eat the placenta. Sebastian Maniscalco would be like, he's got a placenta on your door? What? Where's the placenta? What? That is fucking weird, but you can just toss it. You did the right thing. You told your landlord. Or bring it inside, like I said. Throw some garlic salt, cumin on it. Black pep. Maybe some Argentina steak rubbing thing for meat. All right, that's it. It's a quick up, and I'm hungry, and this was a struggle to even get out of my body today. But I did it, and that's a life lesson for you. You go next time you're having a tough time, go to a park in Colorado and sit down and record a show. It'll all work out and be okay. That's all. That's my advice for the day, and that's it. And peace be with you. And yeah, so talk to you guys later. Bye.